on or before 30 June 2027, we've got the rights to spend $5 million, or essentially contribute $5 million to Orion Resources in return for acquiring the 50% interest.
Auking Mining Managing Director Paul Williams is in studio with me now to discuss the company's earn-in deal with Orion Resources, which is acquiring the Cloncurry Gold Project in northwest Queensland. Paul, good to see you.
Yeah, you too, Jonathan.
So let's talk about this earn-in. It's a 50% earn-in deal. Why is it such a big deal for Auking?
Well, it's a very important step for us now, Jonathan. We announced late last year the original transaction with Orion Resources, and that involved Auking having the right to acquire a 15% interest in the project, and Orion are in the process of acquiring an impressive collection of gold assets near Cloncurry, which are processing plant, mining operations, a significant exploration portfolio. So we were sort of dipping our toe in the water with the 15%, but now we're in a position where we're now able to pursue a really meaningful interest in this collection of assets to get to 50%. So we're very pleased to have been able to move to this stage so quickly.
And you mentioned those assets there. Can you talk me through some of the highlights of what you'll actually be looking at?
Yeah, well, so one of the key features of this package is that a lot of it revolves around the Lorena processing plant, and so you've got to see that there's a number of projects. Some are being acquired by Orion, but others, for example, Tick Hill, which is another a historically high grade gold mine to the south of Mount Isa, but a number of other projects in the region where they're probably not going to be big enough or higher grade enough to sustain the capex of building their own processing plant. So the real key with this package is to get the Lorena processing plant back up and running, and then not only using it to process our own material that is mined from our own ground, but also, on a toll treating or JV, whatever collaboration basis with the other projects in the area. So it really has the potential to make a big impression in that Cloncurry district.
So it's really a whole of purpose outlook for Auking with this earning.
Well, and fundamentally, Jonathan, it puts us in a position where, we're doing some work with the Tick Hill people at the moment. We could be processing material and generating cash flow before the end of the year. And then we're also working on increasing and creating greater confidence around the resource of one of the projects called Mount Freda, which is about 30 kilometres to the south of the plant. And that's a historical mining operation that needs just some more drilling to increase the resource and create more confidence. So that could be a source of mining, within the next 12 months or so. So we're literally in a position where we're generating cash flow, and we're going to have at least 50% of the show going forward.
So what are the terms of the agreement?
Well, look, it's pretty straightforward. Essentially, we just over a two-year period, on or before 30 June 2027, we've got the rights to spend $5 million, or essentially contribute $5 million to Orion Resources in return for acquiring the 50% interest. So, and look, and we'll have a significant role to play in terms of where the project is going, and what works to be undertaken and allocation of resources. So it's a pretty straightforward exercise, but really, as opposed to the original 15% that we held, or well, we had the rights to hold, we're now in a much stronger position now to take a significant or play a significant role in the Orion Resources asset package.
So it's all coming together for you, Paul. What's next now in terms of this earning and in general for Auking?
Well, there's a few things. So I suppose fundamentally, Orion will look to complete the acquisition of the assets in April. So they're working towards doing that. In the meantime, we're doing some study work at the moment, some MET test work with the Tick Hill people. So we're looking to release some further data there. Look, and we're always digging up further information around the projects in the portfolio. So there's more and more news flow to come. And then probably also, Jonathan, we'd be looking to do a drilling program, a fairly substantial drilling program at Mount Freda, almost immediately after acquisition is or the acquisition is completed by Orion. So we're looking at a pretty steady trail of news flow coming into the market over the next few weeks and months.
Plenty to look forward to. Paul, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jonathan. Good to see you.